I am ready.
All right, wonderful. So, Curly, this is going to be our mission statement that's taking people to the highest level in their career and life. It's easy to ask you, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I basically see myself thriving financially, achieving financial freedom, uh, but also being a rewarding experience, right? Where I can do both things at the same time. And I feel like your company definitely aligns with that mission, right? Right. Where I can see like taking people to the highest level in their career and life. And I know that when you're dealing with finances and the whole entire picture, whether that could be Roth IRAs, term life, whatever that means to that person, it's the whole entire world. To you, it could just be a product, but to them, is their entire lives, their families' lives. And if I can have an impact on someone like that, and all it is that it takes from me is dedication and getting some licenses to be able to operate at that level, I'm 100% in.
Hey, wonderful. I think that's a really great 5 year vision, right? You want to help other people, right? That is kind of the core of all that you've told me, right? That you have a servitude mindset, right? You want to go above and beyond for your clients, like you did at Whole Foods, right? Like you're doing currently in real estate. And it's great to hear. Same thing with T-Mobile, right? You want to help people, you want to be in customer service.
Yep.
It's good to know that you want to thrive financially. This is definitely an industry where you can provide financial literacy and financial stability to other people, but also provide it to yourself because we're going to give you all the tools and keys to the castle for you to be successful. And it's great to know that you also want to make a positive impact on other people's lives. I do want to let you know, Curly, we here at New England Financial Advisors do have a very clear roadmap of what your professional journey will look like. Let's say all goes well in this conversation. I decide to advance you forward. You meet the member of the executive leadership team. This is going to be the next steps in your career progression. So, Curly, everyone starts off as a financial consultant trainee. So, as a financial consultant trainee, first day in the office, you are focused on passing your exams.
Mm.
Once you are fully licensed, you come in office first day into the Providence office, and at that stage, you are a junior financial consultant. So, as a junior financial consultant, first day in the office, you're going to be given a mentor. The mentor is called your district manager. The district manager is going to take you under their wing. They're going to train you. They're going to help you start hitting your commissions and your client fees as soon as you get through the door so you can start generating income on your very first day. They're also going to help you start closing your deals with clients so you can start building towards a foundation of a very sturdy book of business. And they're also going to help you start hitting something called a preliminary requirement. So, a preliminary requirement is going to be a goal you need to meet in order for you to advance next stage and start getting your weekly financing. And that next stage is going to be a junior financial advisor. So, as a junior financial advisor, Curly, this is where you're able to start getting your weekly financing and you're also able to apply for leadership opportunities here. Curly, once you are a little bit more independent from your district manager, at that stage you are an associate financial advisor. And then once you're fully independent, able to do everything on your own, then you are a full-fledged financial advisor. Curly, do you have any questions, thoughts, or concerns regarding our career path?
No, I when I was researching and based on the interviews yesterday and the orientation, I believe there's three licenses to acquire.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's
We're going to go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I said that's the only questions, and I know that you guys like. I did have a question. What sort of support system is there for, let's say, someone who is trying to acquire the license as well in the first stage?
We'll actually get to that. We actually
Okay,
have an entire section called a licensing process, and we
perfect.
actually put together a specialized team to help you guys pass your exam. So you have an over 75% pass rate on the very first try.
That's excellent.
So we'll go over that in momentarily. But I do also want to ask you about leadership. Do you have any leadership or entrepreneurial aspirations? And if so, Curly, tell me what those look like. I know being a real estate agent, you are an entrepreneur already, but any leadership, opportunities that you're interested in our firm and maybe taking on any entrepreneurship responsibilities here?
Yeah, I feel like with the opportunities you guys provide, if I was to say, hey, I want to be at the top and I want to do this and that, would be sort of like maybe a little bit like of lying to you at the moment because I don't know what the journey looks like. But if it's what I envision, then once portfolios are, in order and there's things that are happening automatically, I have a system in place where I have basically like predictable business, if you will. Um, I can see myself teaching others things like this, right? Maybe even setting up workshops, classes where, if I'm working with a company that I'm basically aligned with, like I don't mind taking other roles and going forward and trying to advance my own career while helping others advance their careers too. I just like to be completely honest. I would love to do something like that. But again, you're I'm hearing it and it sounds great, and I don't really know what it entails. Um, and who knows, like it might be exactly what I would run to do. But it sounds like with you guys, it's a great opportunity because of the culture. Like the culture,
Yeah.
I think the culture leads to job retainment and happiness of the overall employees. And if that's in place, sky's the limit with those things. Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have a very strong culture. I like to say that we have a work hard, play hard kind of environment, but we also work very closely as a team, right? These individuals are my individual friends, right? We have
Mm,
close relationships in and out the office. We really want to help people. We have a high level of integrity. But yes, we do have a strong leadership component to that as well. And it's great to know that you want to be a mentor. And let me show you what our leadership path looks like, Curly. So I do want to let you know we only promote from within. You're never going to see someone coming from an external firm like Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, or Goldman and Sachs
hmm
and having them be in upper management right away. So everyone starts exactly where you are, right across some Zoom platform, taking these very same steps. It doesn't matter how much or how little of experience someone may have in the financial realm. Everyone has the same ability of advancement here, but let's just say that you're on our leadership path right now. So everyone starts off as an associate manager. An associate manager is a manager trainee position. So once you've mastered this role, you move on to being a district manager. So district manager, there are mentors. Their sole responsibility is to develop our new advisors and help them be the best possible advisors they can be. So once you take over this role, you then become the mentor and get to pass on your expertise down to those new advisors.
mm,
Next up from there is going to be our vice presidents. And our vice presidents, they oversee the major markets within their region. Just a little bit of hierarchy between the different VPs, but all in
hmm
all, they do the very same.
Okay.
So, Curly, I've seen also many people accelerate through this leadership path quite quickly. I've seen people come on board day one in the office, and then 4 months later, they're a district manager, like Maddie did in our Dallas office. Just recently. I've also seen people move into upper management quite quickly. So, and I want to highlight his name is Reese Ellison. So, I'm not sure if Zach mentioned him during the career preview, but Reese, he's actually part of our executive leadership team right now. He's actually our regional vice president in our Miami office and became a regional vice president in only a year and a half of employment with us. He's not a
Understood.
singular case either. Curly, pretty much all of our leadership team has been with our company for less than 5 years and has moved into an upper management role within 2 to 3 years of their employment with us. So this is we are promote very quickly here. We are performance-based, merit-based opportunities. So as long as you embody our core values, if you have natural leadership qualities, right, that is what we're looking for in our advisors, and we're going to continue to foster your growth. Now, another alternative path is going to be our independent franchise owner, and essentially here you don't own branch. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Curly's Financial Advisors if you want. Be your own company, your own entity. A good benefit of this as well is that you don't have to worry about outsourcing your own back platforms, right? This is something that we would provide for you, and you would have complete and utter access to all of our databases, right? And you'd also have our support, Curly, since you'll still be under the New England Financial Advisors umbrella. So, Curly, any questions regarding our leadership path?
No, that sounds actually really good. I know they covered it yesterday, but the way you explained it is excellent.
Wonderful. And that's, as I said, we promote very quickly here. It promotes itself. I think we have a very strong leadership path. I've been doing this for about 11 years. I've hired for many different companies, a lot of Fortune 500 companies. I've hired advisors before here, and none of their processes are very similar to this.
Wow.
I do also want to go over our career path. I know this is something that Zach did touch base off very briefly in the career preview. But Curly, I wanted to know what your takeaways are about our compensation. So Curly, can you tell me what is your understanding of our compensation structure?
So from what I was gathering in the thing, I know that everything's based on sort of performance, right? And you start at a certain tier, you're studying, you're getting licensed, you have a mentor, and then you start seeing clients. And I know he mentioned that they would come in and help close all the clients for you. And I don't know that I actually retained the exact payment system, But I know that the potential for earning the first year on an average, I think it was between 50 and 70. He's like, it's very doable. And there we have outliers, and that's when he mentioned the guy you just mentioned, Reese, where he earned 120 25,000 some or 23,000 for the first year. And I mean that potential is a huge gap. Even if you shoot in the middle, you're still doing great with the opportunities to grow in between with the leadership skills and building out your portfolio with clients. I just feel like I've been doing that for so long, right? That it's just more like a natural, flawless, um, like a seamless entry, but just a slightly different industry, right? Where I'm diving into finances and then being paid off of that. I never like being sort of capped off no matter what you did. Like, hey, this is where you're going to be at no matter what you do until either someone goes away or you're applying for a new higher position, then you get a small percentage or a yearly, you know, 3% raise if you're lucky. So the fact that it's uncapped is just like, I feel like you guys are like one of those companies that come along not that often. And I really couldn't see myself not being there, you know? I don't know that that answers the exact payment structure, but I know that I definitely want to be a part of whatever's going on over there because everything seems like so like great.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll go over it together. I do apologize about that if you heard a loud bang. My foot got caught in my headset and pulled
No
it
worries.
off, but I think you're definitely right. And so there's a lot of factors that I want to go ahead and go over about the compensation structure. Again, this is an open notes interview. Keep that in mind. So you're more than welcome to take some more notes down.
Yeah.
And so you're right. There are people who go above and beyond. I wouldn't say that Reese is the only one who's done this, right? He's not one of the only outliers. I would say that we have tons of top performers here per office,
Mm,
right? The ability to make an uncapped potential allows that to happen. I want to go over those three streams of income with you. So, Curly, in most industries, you only have one stream of income. We here at New England Financial Advisors have three streams of income. They're all unique from one another. You can work towards them simultaneously, and they're all uncapped. We'll go over each of them together. So the first stream of income is going to be called the upfronts, and your upfront consists of your upfront commission plus your weekly financing. Curly, the second stream of income is going to be called financial planning fees. Now, financial planning fees is going to be an annual fee you charge your clients each and every single year for them to be your client and for you to provide them these financial planning services. Then the third and final stream of income, or AUM, is going to be a small percentage you charge your clients each and every single year off of their assets for you to manage it and grow it for them annually. So let's go ahead and start with the first stream of income, Curly. We're going to go into each of them and take a deeper dive. But let me go ahead and start with the first one. So upfront. So let's just say that you've completely passed your exams, right, Curly?
hmm
Right. You are now in office first day in Providence and you are going to be given a mentor. The mentor's going to take you under their wing. They're going to train you. They're going to help you start hitting your commissions and your client fees as soon as you get through the door, right? They're going to help you start hitting those commissions and client fees, right? So you can start generating an income on your very first day in the office. They're also going to help you with something called a preliminary requirement. So, Curly, a preliminary requirement, I'm actually going to mention in the next slide, is going to be a goal you need to meet in order for you to advance the next stage so you can start getting your weekly financing.
mm,
And your weekly financing, Curly, is going to be $600 each and every single week. And that's $600 each and every single week annually. It's going to be $31,200 a year. Plus, you're going to get almost your full commissions from any plans or products to sell to clients, and that's going to be your upfront commission. So your upfront consists of your upfront commission plus your weekly financing. The second stream of income is going to be called financial planning fees. And financial planning fees is going to be a annual fee you charge your clients each and every single year for them to be your client. And so I can tell you once you start getting clients, Curly, you can charge them whatever you want.
mm,
However, on average, our first year advisors tend to charge their clients anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 per client per year.
gotcha.
The third stream of income, assets under management, is going to be a small percentage you charge your clients each and every single year off their existing assets for you to manage and grow it for them annually. Keep in mind that small percentage, Curly, is not getting paid out to you all at one time. It's actually going to be broken down to monthly increments throughout the year.
Mm.
So the more clients you get, the more assets you manage for them, the more you're going to get in a passive monthly income stream. So, Curly, any questions regarding our three streams of income?
They sound really good.
Wonderful. I do also want to go over the first year average earnings. The first year average earnings is going to be your total annual compensation. So if you are an average performing advisor, you're going to make anywhere from 50 to 70,000 in your first year alone. Now, if you are a top performer, you are going to make over six figures point blank. The average top performer can make up to 125,000 in their first year, some even making upwards to 150,000, like Pierce Vermillion did in his first year just recently. I can tell you right now, we are also a stackable business, Curly. We tend to keep our clients from year to year. So if you do about the same or better your second year, these numbers are going to double.
Mm,
If you do about the same or better your third year, these numbers are going to triple and so on and so forth. So it's a very lucrative opportunity.
yes, and that's what attracted to me. I said, you know, if these years, um, you're hustling, you're building. I mean, where can you be in 5 years in a place where you probably couldn't even have imagined?
Exactly, exactly. And there's so much potential here. I do also want to go over the legacy portion because this really separates us from any of the other financial advising firms out there. Because Curly, pretty much all the other financial advising firms do not let you guys keep your book of business upon moving on or retiring from the firm, but we do. You actually have complete and utter ownership of your book of business with us. And I'll let you know what that looks like. So, Curly, let's just say that you've been with our firm for a while, you've gained some equity in the firm, and now you're looking to move on. You actually can take your book of business and go to another firm if you want to, because you have complete and utter ownership of your book of business. Or maybe you're looking to do more of an entrepreneurial route, right? You want to open up your own firm completely independently from us outside of your existing book of business. You can do that too, because you have complete and utter ownership of your book of business. Or maybe you're looking to retire, right? This is an industry where many people do retire quite early in their career. And let's just say you're ready to throw in the towel, right? You want to give up financial planning forever. You want to sell your book of business. You actually can make quite a pretty penny off of these book of businesses because they're worth a substantial amount of monetary value in the market. Curly, I've personally seen people sell their books of businesses for millions of dollars. And I don't mean like 1 or 2 million, I mean double digits millions of dollars. So this is ultimately an investment career. So, Curly, any questions regarding compensation?
No, I mean, it's really good. I do understand that model because back in the day I had a friend that would he was a good person to like make websites, and he would buy these domains that would make sense, right? Like they weren't really active then, but he would do like some search engine optimization and find out the potential of what it, and he would buy out the domains and just, he was like, I flip domains. I'm like, what are you doing? And he was like, there's going to be potential for this specific thing. And surely enough, a year or two later, he would sell them not for the 1099 or 1299, but for like 1,000 something dollars, right? So you just acquire something at one price, and literally like a year or two later, they would go away. And other times he would build a website, which I call digital real estate, and build it and create a business that was generating at least like, let's say 500 a month or 1,000 a month, and he would sell it for like so many more thousands, right? Because you were generating that monthly. He was like, I just plan it out in a 5 year, and that's what I would charge. So he would sell like an asset that was generating, let's say, like, you know, like 6,500 per year. But in reality, he was selling it for like between 5 and 10 grand, like at a pop, or even higher sometimes, depending on the potential for growth for the actual website. So I understand the model, and it's very attractive.
Wonderful. And I'm glad that you understand that model. And I do also want to go over the FASTER program with you really briefly. I know I've alluded to it a couple of times. And the FASTER is going to be the preliminary requirement that I was alluding to. So what the FASTER program is going to be a commission goal that you and your district manager need to meet together in order for you to advance next stage and start getting your weekly financing. Keep in mind, right, we are not expecting you, Curly, to achieve that $5,000 by yourself, right? Your district manager from your very first day in the Providence office is going to help you start achieving that $5,000 commission goal. So once you guys have accumulated together, it's paid out to you. So you get to keep the fast start. And it also immediately catapults you into next stage where you start getting your weekly financing. Your weekly financing is going to be $600 each and every single week. As long as you're hitting your quarterly quota set by your manager, which annually is going to be that $31,200 a year. Plus, Curly, if you're also able to hit your fast start in your first 20 weeks of being within the Providence office, you do get the Diamond Award. And Diamond Award is just additional $1,000 bonus from the company, just congratulating you on hitting that milestone. So I do apologize. I'm going to zip through some of these slides quite quickly because I do have a meeting this morning at 10 a.m.
No problem.
That I do have to be in attendance to. So I am going to, but I want to cover everything with you, Curly. And we'll go ahead and try to go through these slides really quickly. So
Go
the
for
next is
it.
going to be client acquisition. In client acquisition are the way that we get leads here, and we get leads in 4 different ways. So Curly, the first way we get leads can be through target marketing, and target marketing makes up 85% of the leads that we provide you. These are warm target leads. And how we get these leads that we reach out to these large corporations like Verizon, Lockheed Martin, IBM, Microsoft, just to name a small few. And then you as the advisor are then going to reach out to employees of those companies and let them know I can help them best maximize their employee benefits, like their 401ks, their pension plans, or their ESPPs through their employer. The second is going to be local events. So Curly, local events are going to be networking events that you host in your local community to help get your name and your services out there, very similar to open houses in real estate. So essentially, some local events we've had in the past that have been very successful for us are lunch and learns, boat shows, home shows, golfing events, or any events of that nature. Curly, I do want to let you know these events do not come out of your own pocket, right? These are something that's fully funded by the firm, and you can have as many of these events as you choose to have. The third is going to be referrals. Referrals are pretty self-explanatory. They come from word of mouth of existing clients that you'd have that like you, like your services, and tell other people about you.
Mhm.
That generates more leads and business for you in the long run. The fourth and completely optional way for you to get leads now is going to be a natural market, Curly. And natural market's actually the main way that other financial advising firms get their leads. And what these other firms tend to do is that they hire you on. Right? They say, hey, Curly, welcome to the firm. Here's a piece of paper. Write down 100 names you know, their contact information, and maybe 100 LinkedIn connections, and maybe just maybe we will hire you on as a financial advisor. Right? There's never any guarantees.
Mhm.
We don't do that, right? You are guaranteed to be a financial advisor if you go through this process with us. We're not going to stick you in any other position. Also, we were never going to ask you for the contact information of your family and friends. We think that is a terrible business model. Also, we provide you with leads through target marketing to help you guys get a leg up in your career. We also provide you with local events for you to generate your own leads in your local community so you can also be able to build some very important skills that will make you be a better financial advisor, like marketing skills, networking skills, and business development skills. And Curly, another reason why we have this completely and utterly optional way for you to get leads here as a natural market is because you'd be a true fiduciary with us, meaning that you are legally obligated to work in your client's best interests. Curly, we have no in-house products that we sell here at New England Financial. There is no partners products, shareholders products, or banking products that we have to push for them. So you can really help your clients in a very organic way with whatever plans and products are out there in the market. It's going to help them achieve their financial goals and secure their financial future. Now, Curly, if you want to bring on people you know on as clients, you absolutely can. Just want to let you know it's not a requirement for you to do so like it is with so many other firms. Curly, I also want to go over licensing because I know you had some questions about the licensing process. So there are 3 exams you'll need to obtain to be a full-fledged financial advisor. First one is going to be the FINRA SIE. Second is going to be the Series 65, and the third is going to be the life and health insurance license. So Curly, you do have 6 to 8 weeks to make it through this licensing process. Keep in mind, you're not going to go through it alone. We have that very strong mentorship environment called a sponsorship team. It's a specialized team we put together to help you guys pass these exams. And what the sponsorship team is going to do is they're going to hold your hand through this process, but they're also going to hold you accountable through 2 study guide programs. And those study guide programs are called Achievable and Kaplan. Now, Achievable and Kaplan are going to help you guys get studied up for the exams, but they're also going to help the sponsorship team keep track of how much you're studying to make sure you're studying in enough time to pass your exams in the 6 to 8 week time frame, but also make sure you pass your exams on the very first try. Because we also do have an exam reimbursement program. And what that exam reimbursement program is, Curly, you pass all 3 of those exams on your very first try, you'll be fully reimbursed for the total cost of the exams and their study guide material. Keep in mind, this is a reimbursement. So you have to pay for the exams as you go through this process and as you take them. Curly, is that something that's feasible for you?
Yes.
Wonderful. We do have a couple additional resources to help you along the way. We have weekly sponsorship classes, which are going to be held every single Monday by the executive leadership team in Providence. And then once a month, it's going to be held by Jason McCool, who's our CEO. And you get to ask him a few questions during that time if you would like. We also do have another resource, which is weekly meetings with a mentor to provide you with guidance and answer any questions that you may have along the way. Right. So just keep in mind that executive leadership team is going to meet with you every week and answer any questions that you have. So make sure you have some questions prepared for him.
Okay.
The next is going to be training. We have a very robust training process. This is going to be your training based off your very first day in the Providence office. So 70% of your training, Curly, is going to be on the field, hands-on training with the help of your district manager. 15% is going to be individual development. This is time you're taking to develop yourself outside of business hours. 10%, now this is going to be a classroom style learning. There is a class for every single stage of the development process, whether you're coming in day one as a new hire or you are a vice president. We're continuous learning, continuous evolving environment. We like to be at the height of innovation. And now 5% is going to be online. So everything that we upload and record is all going to be in the in-house training portal that you will have access to 24/7, which is a fantastic resource for you to utilize in your individual development time.
Mm.
So Curly, any questions regarding training?
No, really good. Good system.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Curly, I would love to go ahead and advance you forward to the next step. I think you're going to be a really great fit with our firm. So I'm going to have your recruiter, Janet, reach back out to you. She's going to schedule you for a final interview sometime this week or next week.
Okay.
And so once a date and time has been scheduled, the final interview will be a 30-minute behavioral interview over Zoom.
Mhm.
Very similar to what we're doing here. So a lot more conversational, no more slides. I promise you, we're not going to make you go through there. So just make sure to let the VP know, right? Because it's up to them to be out the best, why you want this opportunity.
Okay.
Let them know what is it about New England financial advice that really resonated with you, and let them know what you've learned from this, from both the interviews for the career preview and our first interview, and also study your notes. That is a big suggestion I do have, especially the compensation, because I know something that they will ask in the final interview.
Will
But
do.
Curly, any more questions before I let you go today?
No, I mean, you explained everything very thoroughly, and I have a little bit of homework to do to get ready for it. But I'm super excited for the opportunity. It's like I said, I cannot see myself not working for you guys. Like you know, um, if I am given the opportunity, what does that look like as far as like I know I have to give my 2 weeks where I'm at and stuff like that, and they understand because they know that the position that I have, their retainment is like really horrible. And I think I've stayed longer than everyone there because I do get a lot of satisfaction from what I'm doing. I know you have to be somewhere at 10, but if I am given the opportunity, what does that look like as far as like from what soon as I'm hired? And like I said, just I'm at home at first. Uh,
So yeah, the entire licensing process is done remotely,
gotcha.
right? So I suggest you keep your role that you're in now until you're fully licensed. Once you come fully licensed, and the sponsorship team is going to, or I'm sorry, then you come in office. So after you're fully licensed, excuse me, at that point, then you come in office immediately after you're fully licensed. So I wouldn't give your 2 weeks until you're working on your life and health insurance.
I gotcha. Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. Well, Curly, it's been a pleasure connecting with you. I wish you the best of luck in your final interview, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day.
Thank you so much. I wish you the same.
Thank you so much, Curly.
Thank
Have a
you.
great one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.